Thank you so much for the contribution. Appreciate that so much. You're absolutely right. It was a bad call from the refs on the fumble. This is in the Clemson game in the playoffs, but I do not think Ohio State will make the playoffs this year. It's just so important that the Buckeyes really fix their defense. Peace to my boy, Kevin, and Tony.
Tom,
if you missed it.
Tora is a frequent viewer of the Buckeye Weekly podcast that we do, and Tom is on there, and so thank you for that. First off, Mark, you said Treasurer does not think Ohio State will make the playoffs. You threw a not in there, and I didn't want to besmirch his views on the Buckeyes there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's the defense. I think we would all agree it's the defense that has held them back. And, they just spent, $4 million to fix it in the offseason.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing, too, is it's funny because I was reading on social media and there was some Notre Dame writer, podcaster, I don't really know who he is, who came away from watching the Ohio State spring game very unimpressed with the defense and said they were going to be just as bad as last year. And, I mean, let's not forget that they ran they didn't blitz, completely vanilla, no disguising or anything like that. And watching it point blank, I thought that the defense, I mean, again, we're watching stuff at about 75% speed. I mean, it's not, rip the brakes out of the car and let's go. But the defense looked a lot better just there in terms of everybody seemed to kind of know what it was they were supposed to do. And again, they're so early in install, so the defense is going to be fixed. I mean, I don't know if anybody's going to – I don't think anybody should have this expectations that it's suddenly going to be a top 10 defense like Jim Knowles' defense was last year at Oklahoma State right off the bat. It took a couple of years for them to get there. But the good thing is that Jim Knowles was doing that with 2 and 3 stars. At Ohio State's going to be doing it with 4 and 5 stars. And Jim Knowles also was able to bring – a lot of his support staff over with him. So it's not necessarily like Jim Knowles is going to have hands-on with everybody to be able to make sure they understand. I mean, they've got other guys in, Clay McFarland, some other guys that are going to be able to work with position groups to make sure they're understanding it. And I think that's going to be able to help them with the acceleration into 22.